Welcome to Creative Living, where we help you live your most creative life. I'm Jane Monzures. Today, it's all about trends in the new year, in your home and in your life. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up on the show. We'll check out the latest in paint trends and how to accessorize your home like the pros. A look at a traditional holiday food that's easy to make with a little help from family and friends. And take the family on a daycation. We'll tag along with a company that makes your next family outing fun and stress-free. That and so much more on this episode of Creative Living. One way to greet the new year is with a small makeover to your home. And an easy way to do that is by using paint. Joining us today is real estate agent and interior designer Jennifer Burgess. Now, Jen, it's exciting to do any updates to your home, and a little makeover seems easy to do for the new year.
Yeah, it's not too daunting if you're just looking at something small. I know you mentioned paint, and usually I think when people hear the word paint, they automatically start thinking, okay, that means I have to paint my whole house, that means I have to pressure wash the outside, and then before you know it, it's just this small little project has become exhausting. So there are some ways we can start to use some trending colors for 2020 in a very manageable and very easy and fun way.
So what are the trending colors for 2020 in paint?
So this is what we're seeing overall, nationwide. And I know it can vary region to region, but overall the trends that we're seeing are sort of a light muted pink. Think of like the first light of dawn, just that really pretty, soft, rosy pink. Nothing glaring, nothing bright. We're also seeing soft jade. We're kind of getting back to that earth tone palette.
Okay.
Also sort of a honey color, which I don't really like to say honey because people automatically think of what honey actually looks like, that golden rich color.
Yeah.
This is more of a muted honey. I would almost say candlelight white.
Oh, which is nice and soft and delicate as well.
Actually, one more color that's not soft and delicate, we are seeing a big bold navy for 2020.
A big bold navy for your walls?
For your walls, for your cabinets, wherever you can paint or add in a splash of navy, that's a good idea.
So when we're thinking about adding some paint to a room, what are the things we should consider before we go ahead and paint the whole room?
That's a great question because a lot of people start thinking, I want a pop of color.
Yeah.
So what I always recommend, and this is to my real estate clients or my design clients, know what your room looks like in the natural light. So pull up your blinds, let that sunshine in, see how bright or how dark that room is, and then start selecting a color palette. Go get 3 samples, and you can get this at Home Depot or any kind of paint store. Just get the little pots.
Yeah.
It might cost you some money up front, but well worth it. And paint a big square on the wall so you can monitor what that color looks like throughout the day.
And when we're thinking about adding paint to a room, and we're thinking about adding some of these trending colors, what if we're not ready to really go all in and I'm gonna paint my whole room a navy blue?
Totally
Is there something else we can do? Yeah.
Absolutely. I would say find some accessories that sort of bring out those tones that we're after. And you can always get rid of accessories, go resell them. You don't even have to spend a ton. For example, I found these at Goodwill. They were less than $5 and they have kind of that earthy jade, some of that sort of earth tone here. Other ways we can do that, and I brought these because I know there are some people out there who just love color. So these are recycled rugs made into pillowcases.
Wow.
I did not do this because I am not a DIY girl.
Sure.
But it does have some of this navy in it. We are seeing brighter colors here, but you can always put this on, let's say, a candlelight white sofa out of linen. That's a neutral, and this will just give you that great pop.
This is a nice, easy way to add in the trending colors without committing to a full wall paint.
Exactly.
What about painting furniture or cabinets? Is that an okay thing to do?
You know, okay, let's just say this. Cabinets are an expense, so make sure before you start repainting your kitchen cabinets that you've maybe gotten a few quotes from some professionals because you don't want to have to then rip out all of your cabinets and replace them if you mess up. But absolutely, I've seen cabinets go from that old kind of 1990s maple repainted to a really fresh, beautiful white, and it's been amazing.
Is there any color that we could choose that never goes out of style?
You know, I would say a neutral. Neutrals are always time-tested, tried and true classics. Some of that candlelight white, that'll go through the next decade just fine. Any kind of a natural linen, flax, if you look at just kind of the palette of nature, those colors are around forever.
All right, so you're going to stay here and come back a little bit later on in the show, and we're going to talk about home decor accessories.
All right.
One of the hardest parts of a vacation is the travel, but a company in San Diego can turn any trip into a stress-free excursion. We head out on the road with DayTripper Tours.
I like the fact that everything's all planned out for you. You don't have to drive, and we've gone to places that we wouldn't go if we were just like on our own.
I started DayTripper Tours around 33 years ago. I was a bus driver at the time and started by offering a tour to the Price is Right TV game show about once every 2 or 3 months. 33 years later, it has evolved into this organization that operates hundreds of trips every year. And in this office building, we employ a staff of 14, plus there are about 20 tour managers that accompany every tour.
We've done probably close to 100 trips, including day trips and overnighters.
We've had so many good trips and seen so many interesting things.
We just did Laguna Art Festival, which was wonderful this year. Really a good show. We've done overnighters to Sequoia, Yosemite, Grand Canyon. Those are always planned so well. We never have to worry about the hotels, food, anything.
We do trips pretty much anything that is of significance in Southern California, such as the Rose Parade, Ronald Reagan Library, Catalina Island, Mexico wine tasting, the Lobster Village of Puerto Nuevo. If you can think of it, there's a good chance that we've either done it or do it currently.
What's truly unique about DayTripper Tours is that we aren't a bus that just takes you from point A to point B. We are a full package, and we make sure that our tours hit what we call the 3 E's. They need to be engaging, educational, and entertaining.
This Master Tour Planning Board gives the staffing here a visual representation of the tours that are coming up. And every magnet represents a bus or a plane going somewhere. Each magnet is color-coded to give the staff here an idea of where that particular tour is in the planning stages.
We encourage the singles to come on out, and we have several individuals that are wanting to travel and finding a friend or possibly a loved one if that happens.
I like a lot of off-the-wall places that most people don't even realize exist. My traveling, the last trip was to Tucson and to the Saguaro Desert.
I've been traveling with them for 25 years, and I've taken at least 250 trips, and obviously I like it. I have a lot of fun. I see a lot of things. I like to go places I haven't been, and it's an adventure for me. I enjoy it.
Pack those bags and be sure to bring a scarf and parka. The big vacation trend in 2020 is to see the northern lights in Iceland. Now, the best time to see the light show is between November and March. Super cool. All right, stick around. We've got more coming up on Creative Living. We learn how to make tamales from scratch so you can try it at home. And I transform an ugly sweater into a beautiful pillow.
For more great videos of life up close, visit yourview.com.
Tamales are a traditional holiday food. Families gather together to fill and roll these packets of goodness. So we head to Tucson to find out how to make tamales from scratch.
My name is Ryan Clark. I'm the executive chef here at Casino del Sol. I'm a Tucson native. I've worked here at the casino for 4 years. I've been chefing in Tucson for 15 years. Absolutely love Tucson. Being a Tucson native, I grew up around kind of the humble Sonoran Mexican food roots. I love tacos, I love salsa, I love margaritas, but tamales are something that's very special to the area. One of my favorite tamales is the traditional red chili beef. You have to have the olives in them, absolutely delicious. Something my family even has around the holiday time.
In our household, the traditional making of tamales was our mother and the help from the siblings in the family. And pretty much it was used during holidays, for Christmas, and during the seasonal seasons from May through October. We used to harvest green corn tamales. So those were traditionally made during the summertime. Today, we are making a red chili beef tamale. The first step in making it is to have your corn husk and make sure you spread the masa in the corn husk. After that, it is followed by the meat. And if you like green olives or black olives, it's whatever you like, you put that in there, and then it is rolled and finished. You can either lay it down or you can roll it in your hand. It's not very hard. It's just learning from previous experience. Some people don't know a point from the bottom, so you don't want to spread from the point. Usually you want to make at least 2 to 3 dozen tamales to put in your steam pot. It should take you about 45 to 1 hour in cooking them. And you do have to check them. And it's always nice to have a nice steamer, you know, that's made for cooking tamales. And those can be purchased at your grocery stores also. You don't have to make the masa in itself also. That can also be prepared at grocery stores also, the prepared masa. Garnishing your tamales, it's up to you. If you want to serve it with rice and beans, traditional, that's fine. And some other people serve it with sides of pico de gallo, salsa. You can serve it with chips. It's up to you what you want to serve it with. You know, myself, rice and beans is fine. It's a good time to be together with your family during the holidays, and the best part is eating them. And that's pretty much that's it. Everybody would agree on the eating part.
So I just got married and I chose a one-of-a-kind dress, and that is certainly a trend for 2020. So get ready to see brides walking down the aisle in pantsuits and even shorts and blazers. I'm not sure I could say I do to that. And stick around, we've got more coming up on Creative Living. Incorporating the latest trends in home decor, our expert shares her tips and the latest trends to make your life easier in 2020.
Share your creative style on Instagram with us at Creative Living Show. Creative Living. Imagine what you can do. Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Discover what inspires people from all walks of life to dedicate themselves to giving back and learn about opportunities to help out in your own community. Watch Doing More Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday only on YourView, or stream it online at yourview.com.
We are back with real estate agent and interior designer Jennifer Burgess to talk more about home decor trends we're going to be seeing in 2020. Now, Jen, let's start things off by talking about maybe the trend of a whole room, because we saw a lot of that farm-looking home. We've seen the vintage home. Is there a trend that we're seeing that's sort of an overall feel to a room?
Yes, I think the overall feel for 2020, and we're even seeing this now at the tail end of 2019, we're seeing a more pared down lifestyle. And that doesn't mean we're gonna sell every single thing we have and just act on one pillow and one chair. We're just seeing a more of an edited lifestyle. So we're kind of decluttering, we're inviting some open space into our homes, and no matter what the style is, I think we're seeing a little bit more breathing room.
So, and then you could add things to that room if it is a
Absolutely.
little bit more minimalistic.
Yep.
So when we're going to add things to it, that brings us to home decor accessories.
Absolutely.
What is hot right now? What can we add to these rooms?
So what we're seeing is a little bit of a boho trend added into a modern home, or even just, a regular tract home built in the early 2000s. You're just seeing kind of some of that international eclectic flavor, and I brought this pillow because this is pretty boho, but if you were to put this in a modern home, it would just add a touch of warmth, a touch of a little bit of the eclectic, and it may even be a conversation piece.
What about vintage? I love vintage, but I don't want to over vintage. Can you mix two styles together?
Yeah, in fact, I love doing that, and I love to see it in other people's homes because it can be done very tastefully. So for example, let's say you have a very cool modern house, and then you go and you put some vintage bottles in there just to give it a little bit of freshness, a little bit of lightness. The glass is obviously old, so you're gonna have some of that vintage feel without it looking overbearing.
Now, are there any surprises that we're seeing in home decor these days?
I would say the one surprise that I'm seeing is we're kind of backing out of that farmhouse sort of aesthetic. We're seeing a little bit more of a refined look come back in.
And do you think that refined look kind of goes along the lines of being a minimalist, and that is all of us just getting rid of the old and just wanting to start fresh?
I think it's that, and I think also, let's be honest, we're so busy these days. By the time you get home at the end of the day, you don't want to have to look at a bookshelf full of clutter and think, oh, I've got to get through that this weekend. I'd say take this time, edit down, and just give everything a little bit of some space. Take off all the books, really be selective as to which ones you want to put back, and then design your bookshelves so that there's some interest and some open space. Maybe keep some of those little trinket items that are important to you. But this would be the example. I had these books in with a whole shelf of heavy books, and it just looked almost overwhelming. So what I did is I pared it down. I actually matched the color palette of the books just, to have a little bit of neutrals, some interest with the dark book, but then I just put it on the shelf all by itself, and it just looks different. It looks cleaner.
It looks designed. Yeah. And when we're talking about changing up looks, you've got some pillowcase covers here. Is this a great way then to change out your accessories even monthly if you wanted to do that?
It's the easiest thing because, look, you buy a great fill and then you can change this out seasonally. So for example, for those of us who really love Christmas and the holidays, get some holiday, turn this into a pillow.
Right.
And then once the holidays are past, maybe bring this out because this is a pretty bold print. It's just like, hello, New Year. And then by the time summer rolls around, maybe you want something a little lighter, a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
It's just a great and easy way, and it's non-expensive.
Any last minute advice you have for all of us looking into 2020?
I have seen a lot of homes lately that have what I would call an identity crisis. You have an architectural style on the outside, but you go into the house and it looks nothing like the house on the outside. So it's almost creating a dissonance. So I would say, be very true to what your house was designed to be. If your house is a Mediterranean Tuscan style, it doesn't mean you have to go that heavy, old mustard yellow look. You can whiten up the inside and make it very fresh, almost like a modern Santa Barbara. But I wouldn't want to walk in from a Tuscan outside into a shiplap inside and feel like I was on a farm because it doesn't fit. So I would just say the trend is be very true to what your house is.
Jen, great information. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Absolutely. For more trend ideas from Jen, just head to her Instagram. Coming up on Creative Living, the ugly Christmas sweater is about to get a makeover that's super cute.
Explore more ways that people are leading healthier lives. Head over to yourview.com for additional videos from Your Health.
You know that ugly Christmas sweater that you wore to last year's company party that got a lot of laughs and now you're ready to retire it? Well, not so fast. It's time to upcraft that sweater into this year's Christmas decor. Create a festive pillow cover for your throw pillows. Let's get started. You'll need a few ugly Christmas sweaters with a nicely finished bottom edge, pillow forms, scissors, and a sewing machine. First, lay the sweater flat and place the pillow form on top. Measure out how large your pillow cover should be on the sweater with a piece of chalk. Top tip, you'll want the pillow cover to fit snug. Don't cut the bottom edge because that will be the opening for the pillow form, and typically, it has a nice finish. Next, cut out the top and sides of the sweater, lay right sides together, and sew the 3 cut edges. Turn your sweater right side out and stuff your pillow form inside. And there you have it, a festive throw pillow cover and a great way to refashion those ugly Christmas sweaters. And the uglier, the better. Merry Christmas. Before we go, here's a look at some new ways to be trendy in 2020 and make your life easier. Get ready to enjoy that cup of joe in a cool new way. The Parisian Espresso coffee cup is designed for you to get the maximum taste out of your coffee. The pear shape allows the aroma of the coffee to reach the drinker while collecting those pesky coffee grounds at the bottom of the cup. And the glass is eco-friendly and dishwasher safe. Beauty on the go is the inspiration behind the latest in pop sockets, those pop grips that stick to the back of your cell phone. The new grips come with a mirror. Flip that mirror and it opens to reveal lip balm. Convenient and cute. Finally, buy some reusable food storage bags. Store your lunch, snacks, and even frozen food in these reusable bags. They're waterproof, hold their seal, and are washable. Cool trends for 2020. Thanks so much for joining us here on Creative Living. We hope you find your own trends in 2020 that make you happy. I'm Jane Monzures, and I'll see you next time.